Felix Carson, a 42-year-old father of two from Chicago, set out on what was meant to be a memorable family vacation to Georgia in the summer of 2023, with high hopes of immersing themselves in the country's rich history and breathtaking natural landscapes. He, along with his wife Sandra and their two children, Lily, 10, and Jack, 8, looked forward to an exciting adventure. However, what was supposed to be a pleasant and enriching journey took an unforeseen and unsettling turn when they became lost in the Caucasus Mountains during a guided hike. Their harrowing experience, though brief, led to an extraordinary and mysterious discovery that would leave a lasting impact on their lives. The Carsons had meticulously planned a 2-week getaway to Georgia, a country celebrated for its dramatic mountain ranges, ancient architectural wonders, and warm, welcoming culture. Their anticipation was evident as they eagerly prepared to explore the country's historic churches, dynamic cities, and awe-inspiring natural beauty. A guided hike through the majestic Caucasus Mountains was intended to be the highlight of their journey, promising adventure and breathtaking scenery. Little did they know, the very excursion they were most excited about would turn into a survival ordeal. The trek started off as planned, but as they ventured deeper into the wilderness, the family and their guide, Gory, found themselves disoriented in the dense forest, unable to navigate their way back. They were left stranded in the wild for 3 long days. Throughout this period, they battled hunger, exhaustion, and the growing uncertainty of whether they would be found. Stress and anxiety mounted with each passing hour as they struggled to stay hopeful and alert. Finally, after an intense search effort, a rescue team managed to locate them, bringing their frightening ordeal to an end. Although relieved to be safe, the Carsons returned home to the United States shaken and still trying to make sense of their terrifying experience. A week after returning, Felix began noticing an unusual pain in the back of his neck. At first, he dismissed it as muscle strain caused by the physical demands of the hike. However, when the pain persisted and was accompanied by a small, inflamed bump, Sandra urged him to see a doctor. Recognizing that something was not quite right, Felix reluctantly agreed. He visited Dr. Jordan Freeman, a trusted family physician who had treated him for years. After examining the bump, Dr. Freeman immediately sensed that something was off. The area was tender to the touch, and Felix had also developed symptoms of fever and fatigue. To investigate further, Dr. Freeman ordered a series of tests, including blood work and imaging scans. However, the results did not indicate anything conclusive, leaving both doctor and patient puzzled. During a follow-up examination, Dr. Freeman made an unexpected discovery. He noticed a small protrusion emerging from the swollen area on Felix's neck. Initially, it appeared to be a tiny foreign object embedded in his skin. With meticulous care, he performed a minor extraction procedure, only to uncover something completely unexpected: a minuscule piece of metal, no larger than a grain of rice. Shocked and intrigued, Dr. Freeman conducted a closer examination. What he found was even more astonishing. The tiny metallic fragment was actually a microchip, similar to the kind used in tracking devices. Dr. Freeman was taken aback. How had a microchip found its way into Felix's body? Who had placed it there, and for what purpose? The implications were unsettling, and he knew this was a matter far beyond a simple medical anomaly. Understanding the gravity of the situation, Dr. Freeman promptly contacted the local authorities. The presence of a microchip in Felix's neck raised alarming questions about surveillance, tracking, and potential foul play. Law enforcement agencies swiftly launched an investigation, zeroing in on the Carsons' recent trip to Georgia and the circumstances surrounding their time in the Caucasus Mountains. As officials dug deeper, they uncovered shocking details. The microchip was not an ordinary object. It was a highly sophisticated tracking device commonly associated with certain organizations known for covert operations. Investigators theorized that Felix had unknowingly been implanted with the device during the 3 days he was lost in the wilderness, but by whom, and for what reason, the answers remained elusive. News of the discovery sent waves of concern through the Carson household and their community. Authorities deemed it necessary to place the family under protective surveillance, ensuring their safety while they conducted further investigations. The Carsons' home was closely monitored for any signs of suspicious activity. Neighbors, friends, and acquaintances who had interacted with the family were questioned. The local health department even conducted precautionary screenings to determine whether any other individuals had been unknowingly implanted with similar devices. Felix and Sandra found themselves overwhelmed by the troubling revelations. They began recalling unsettling moments from their hike, fleeting instances when they felt as though they were being watched, inexplicable sounds in the distance, and most disturbingly, the unexpected disappearance of their guide, Gory, shortly after their rescue. Could he have been involved? The thought was chilling. Determined to uncover the truth, the authorities expanded their efforts internationally. working alongside Georgian officials to track down Gori and investigate the possibility of a larger scheme at play. Meanwhile, Felix underwent surgery to remove the microchip and any remaining fragments from his neck. The procedure was successful, but the emotional scars left by the experience would not fade so easily. Despite the lingering fears and unanswered questions, the Carsons chose to move forward. Felix decided to use his experience to advocate for travel safety. Warning others about the potential risks of venturing into remote areas, he began sharing his story publicly, raising awareness about the importance of vigilance while traveling abroad. Sandra, too, found a sense of purpose in the ordeal. She joined organizations that support travelers and worked to educate others about precautionary measures that could help prevent similar incidents. The experience had undoubtedly shaken the family, but it also instilled in them a newfound appreciation for their safety and well-being. Though the mystery behind the microchip remained unsolved, they took solace in knowing they had done everything possible to protect themselves. Felix's journey serves as a chilling reminder of the unexpected dangers that can arise while traveling. His story underscores the importance of trusting one's instincts, being aware of surroundings, and seeking help when something feels off. Meanwhile, Dr. Freeman continues to use Felix's case as an eye-opening teaching example for medical professionals. His experience highlights the significance of thorough medical examinations and the necessity of considering all possibilities when faced with unusual symptoms. The Carsons' ordeal, while deeply unsettling, also exemplified resilience, the strength of family bonds, and the power of community support. It served as a wake-up call about the hidden risks of traveling to remote, unfamiliar locations. The world is filled with beauty and wonder, but it is also a place where the unexpected can occur at any moment. With a newfound sense of caution and purpose, Felix and Sandra now approach life differently. Their commitment to staying informed, protecting their family, and helping others remains stronger than ever. Though they may never have all the answers about what happened in the Caucasus Mountains, one thing is certain: whatever challenges lie ahead, they will face them together as a family. Felix and Sandra were deeply unsettled by the shocking revelation of the microchip in Felix's neck. As they processed the discovery, memories of their time in the Caucasus Mountains resurfaced, subtle but now significant moments when they had felt uneasy, as if something was not quite right. They recalled the eerie silence in certain parts of the wilderness, the occasional rustling in the trees that seemed too deliberate, and, most notably, the sudden and unexpected disappearance of their guide, Gori. Shortly after their rescue, the questions swirled in their minds, but answers remained elusive. Determined to get to the bottom of the mystery, the authorities launched an international investigation, collaborating with Georgian officials in an effort to track down Gori and determine how and why Felix had been implanted with the tracking device. The Carsons found themselves at the center of an unfolding enigma, one that seemed to raise more questions than it answered. As the investigation unfolded, Felix underwent surgery to have the microchip and any remaining fragments removed from his neck. The medical procedure was a success, and doctors assured him there were no lingering health risks. However, the emotional impact on the family was far greater than they had anticipated. The idea that someone had intentionally implanted the device without Felix's knowledge was deeply unsettling. It was not just an invasion of privacy, it was a violation of their sense of security, leaving them feeling vulnerable in ways they had never experienced before. Meanwhile, investigators uncovered compelling evidence suggesting that the Carsons had been deliberately targeted by an unidentified group operating within the Caucasus region. The microchip was not a random anomaly, rather, it had been specifically implanted to track Felix's movements. But why? What was the motive behind such an act? The authorities speculated that certain organizations or individuals might have had an interest in monitoring the family's activities, but the exact reasoning remained unclear. Despite the lingering uncertainty, the Carsons were determined not to let fear dictate their lives. With the microchip removed and the investigation still ongoing, they focused on regaining a sense of normalcy and reclaiming their peace of mind. Felix found purpose in his unsettling experience. Choosing to become an advocate for travel safety, he began sharing his story with the public, hoping to raise awareness about the importance of vigilance while traveling abroad. He encouraged travelers to stay alert, trust their instincts, and take precautions to ensure their safety in unfamiliar environments. Sandra, too, found strength in advocacy. She connected with organizations that provided support for individuals who had encountered unexpected dangers during their travels. She worked to spread awareness about the importance of preparedness and security while visiting foreign countries, hoping to help others avoid similar situations. The experience left the Carsons with a renewed appreciation for their safety and a heightened awareness of the potential risks involved in international travel. Though the mystery of the microchip was never fully solved, they found solace in knowing that they had taken proactive steps to protect themselves and their loved ones. The ordeal reinforced the importance of resilience, adaptability, and community support in the face of adversity. Felix's case also left a lasting impact on Dr. Jordan Freeman, the physician who had initially discovered the microchip. He used the case as an educational example in the medical community, highlighting the need for thorough examinations and an open-minded approach when dealing with unusual symptoms. He stressed the importance of considering all possibilities. No matter how improbable they seemed, the Carsons' journey, though harrowing, ultimately strengthened their bond as a family and deepened their appreciation for life's unpredictability. Their experience was a sobering reminder that the world, while full of beauty and wonder, also holds unexpected challenges and hidden dangers. They had faced something unimaginable, yet they had come out stronger, more vigilant, and more determined than ever to embrace life with a newfound sense of awareness. The lessons they learned throughout this ordeal would remain with them forever, shaping the way they approached the future and how they viewed the world around them. Now, Felix and Sandra approach every aspect of their lives with greater caution and preparedness. They have accepted that their lives have been forever changed, but instead of living in fear, they choose to move forward with courage, resilience, and a renewed sense of purpose. They see their experience as an opportunity to educate and protect others, using their story as a lesson in staying informed, aware, and prepared for anything that may arise. They hope that by sharing what they have endured, they can help others avoid similar situations and encourage travelers to remain alert and cautious, no matter how safe a destination may seem. As the investigation into the microchip continues, the Carsons remain watchful, knowing that the truth may still come to light one day. Though they may never have all the answers, they take comfort in the knowledge that they have taken every possible step to ensure their safety and the well-being of their family. The experience, while terrifying, has given them a new perspective on life and a deeper appreciation for the people around them. Their story is far from over, but one thing remains certain: whatever challenges the future holds, they will face them together as a family, stronger, wiser, and more united than ever before. No matter what uncertainties lie ahead, they are determined to stand by one another and move forward with unwavering strength and optimism.